Hey everybody, this is Randy Pearson, Vice President of Life and Annuities for Gordon Marketing, and welcome to another edition of Selling Life and Annuities. Today, I'm very pleased to have one of our top life marketers, Brady Doppler, with us, and we're going to be talking about important changes to our life insurance quoting tool. Stay tuned. All right, Brady, so important new changes to our life insurance quoting tool. What are we talking about today?
So if you're familiar with our quoting tool, you can access it from GordonMarketing.com. If you're on the home screen, just hover over the Tools button on the very top and click the Term and UL Quoter. That takes you to where you can see term quotes, GUL quotes for all of your clients. And typically, when you get to the quoting results screen and you click on a specific carrier, our agents were confused with a lot of the buttons that were on there, okay? What button to hit, where to find forms and stuff. We've made it a lot simpler now. It's a lot less buttons, and it's very in your face, okay? Do you want to do an e-app or do you want to do a drop ticket? Which is still a pretty new play for everybody in the insurance industry. So one of the cool things about it is you don't have to be contracted with a specific carrier to actually do the e-app now.
Okay, so advisors, agents out there, they've got a case that they want to write. They use our quote engine, and they're like, "Okay, I'm ready to rock and roll. I want to submit an electronic application." How do they take care of the contract if they're not contracted yet? I mean, how does that take place?
So the contracting is done on our end. Don't worry. Contracting is a very confusing process. We have a professional team here at Gordon Marketing that submits all of your contracts. If you have a contract through Gordon Marketing, it is handled by our contracting department. The cool thing about what I'm talking about is a lot of the times in the life insurance arena, you're probably familiar with the phrase just in time. You've got to have a piece of business before you're contracted, before we can even send your contracting. And so to do that, it was hard to always do an e-app first. They typically had to be on paper. But now with our new tool and the new changes to our quoting tool, our desktop and mobile app tool, you can take the e-app before you are contracted.
Okay, so you just mentioned an interesting phrase there, mobile app. So you're saying that our advisors can access this new, improved, robust quoting tool on their mobile phone as well?
Yeah, as long as you have a smartphone. So it's available on the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. When you're in there, type in Gordon Marketing Life Quotes. It's got a blue background and our awesome G logo there on the front of it, and you're able to run all the quotes as if you were on a computer.
Wow, okay, so fantastic. So the mobile tool has all the same robust functions that they would have were they sitting in front of their desktop.
Correct.
All right, fantastic. So, I think this is really important and very germane to what's going on in the industry right now, considering COVID-19.
Of course.
And certainly the advancement of technology in our business and advisors wanting to be as effective, as efficient, as profitable as possible. So expand a little bit on this drop ticket thought process. I'm confident that there's advisors out there that really don't know the difference between an electronic application in general versus, say, a drop ticket in specific.
So it's cut from the same cloth. Okay, an e-application is basically a paper app on your computer, right? You go through all the questions, you answer the health questions of your client, add all the beneficiary information, okay? But a drop ticket it's really short. It's really about 12 questions about your client. You send those 12 questions to the carrier, and the carrier will do the rest for you. So you as an agent, it opens up a ton of time for you to either recruit new bodies to sell to or to stay in contact with your client and let them know that they will be receiving a phone call from the carrier who will ask the questions. The carrier will schedule an exam if needed. Okay, the examiner will obtain the signatures. It's all done for you with a drop ticket. Saves you a bunch of time and faster submission to commission for the agent.
I love that phrase, submission to commission. So, I heard you mention previously when you're talking to producers, agents about this program, that oftentimes an advisor would think drop ticket, well, that just means I need to submit it and boom, I can forget it, right? Until the case gets issued. But I've heard you say that there are some other important steps that an advisor must take to make sure that case gets to issue.
There is. So a drop ticket is much faster than an e-application, okay? But the only bad thing about a drop ticket is you've got to have a writing number. So you can't do a drop ticket for your first app, and you have to add that writing number into the applicant website, which is available through our website. Give me a call and I can help you get set up, okay? If you are not contracted with a specific carrier, say you run a quote in Protective, is coming in most competitive. You can take a protective application even though you don't have a writing number, but your next app, you can do the easy drop ticket, get out of there in 10 minutes.
So we've been talking about the speed with which an agent can submit a case, but can you give the advisors out there an idea of the time frame it might take for a case once it's submitted, and through this process, can they expect to get the cases approved faster?
Yeah, so let's take an e-app, a regular e-application. It typically takes about 7 to 10 days, okay, before you hear back from a carrier and everything's completed. With the drop ticket, little as 2 to 3 days, you could hear back, have a policy in hand.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's
fantastic.
So much faster. Yes.
So time is starting to run short on this episode, but what about carriers? What carriers might an agent see through our quoting tool, both desktop and mobile?
So if you're ever on the quoting engine, you know who are the most competitive players in the industry, and those same carriers are Gordon Marketing's core carriers. Okay, so carriers like Mutual of Omaha, Protective, John Hancock, Banner, and many more. There's 10 of them that we can actually do, and we'll put up a list on the screen here so everybody can check them out.
All right, fantastic. Well, listen, agents out there watching this video, if you have questions on how to access our mobile app, how to navigate our website and find our online quoting tool, and by the way, we haven't even scratched the surface of some of the other robust features that are within our electronic submission process, as well as quoting tools. So make sure you reach out to Brady at Gordon Marketing. He can help you out and learn more about how you can improve your business, improve your speed and efficiency, and increase your average case size through utilizing our tools. So with that, we're going to call this episode of Selling Life and Annuities to an end. Thank you, and stay tuned every Tuesday for each new edition of Selling Life and Annuities. Be sure and click subscribe down at the bottom, and you'll receive notifications when we're coming out with new episodes. Thanks again.